All right, let's make a soundtrack using a simple melody. So to start with, I made a simple melody in Logic with a piano and saved that out to the desktop here. And we are going to use that. We're going to bring that into Suno to start with. But before we do that, let's look quickly at our mind map down here. And we're going to want to start by recording a simple melody. Like I said, I've already done that. Anywhere from 8 to 32 bars. I had a metronome on just to make sure it was in time. Then you save it out to your desktop or wherever you want to. And then we're going to import that file into Suno and use that as our cover, right? So we're going to choose cover mode. We're going to upload the melody. No lyrics in this case. We're not going to use a persona, and so that's about it. And let's see. And then after that, we're going to explore different styles using the file we brought in as a cover. We're going to try that. We're going to tie that cover to different styles for different parts of whatever it is you're using it for, whether it's a feature film, a documentary, or a TV show, a series, whatever you want to use it for, usually for a longer form content, 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, or even a whole series, like maybe the series lasts for 10 hours or something like that in total. But this way we can generate an entire library of music that's similar, has a similar underlying motif or melody that's carried throughout each episode or each part of the movie scene, all the different scenes and whatnot, each with its own flavor. All right, so what I did so far, I kind of got ahead of the game here. I've already created all the songs in Suno right here, and I just gave a thumbs up to each version of each style. I just gave a thumbs up here. So you can see there's 19 styles, and we'll go through all those in a minute here. But to start with, this is the original piece right here. Okay, it goes on and on from there. That's the first 8 bars. So, but that's mainly what we're going to be listening for in each of these different genres. So we get a sense of like how this simple melody can be used over and over in different parts of the movie, for instance. But first what we want to do is we want to upload that file. Now I'm going to use a different file just so Suno isn't confused. It probably wouldn't be confused, but I'm just going to start by going over to Suno, clicking on audio and upload. And from the desktop here, we're going to select piano 32 bars, upload, and here it is. We can play it just to make sure. Now, this is in the key of C major. Okay, so that sounds fine. We're going to use it as a cover and just hit continue. And this should show up at the top here when it's done. All right, and here it is. It puts it right here. And it also puts it directly into this area at the very top of our create panel. Now, this is the key of C. We don't really want that, but we'll just leave it in. But normally I would have chosen this other one right here, the key of A. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to leave the lyrics blank because this is all instrumental stuff. So this, I just put in square brackets, instrumental right here. And so Suno knows we're not going to use any lyrics. And then under styles, we're just going to populate these styles one by one for different emotional contexts. And then down at the bottom here, we're going to just populate the name of each track with that emotional type. So let's go over here and see which categories we're going to work with. So the first one is going to be love, connection, warmth. And so the first one was romantic acoustic. And so what I would do is just copy all this, copy, and come up to the styles area, clear that out, and paste romantic acoustic. And then that's the same name I'm going to use for the actual name of the song here, romantic acoustic, so that I have a way of knowing which file is which, because we're going to be generating, many files. So we want to have a naming convention in place so we know what we're listening to. All right, and then we would just hit create. And then we would just go down. We're going to go down this list as we go here too. So let's hear what we've generated so far. So originally, this was the original. All right, it does change up a little bit if you listen to it further in, but that's the main gist of it. And I just went straight down this list here. So we're going to listen to each variation one at a time. And the first one is the romantic acoustic version. So with that melody in mind, let's start listening to these different versions here. Okay, also, before I forget, weirdness is at 50 under advanced options. And style influence, I wanted more of the style influence than I did the audio influence. So the audio influence will not tightly hug to my melody, but it will kind of weave around it and stuff, give it a little bit of uniqueness. And use more of what I've got in the style as the main contributor, but it'll kind of still use the audio influence from the actual, piece here. Okay, so again, we're back on this. Now, if these advanced options didn't work tightly enough, then just jack up the audio influence, put it at 50 or 75. I'm experimenting with these different advanced sliders also. So it's this seemed to be pretty good though. Out of each of the two options that I ran for each different variation, usually one of them would come away sounding pretty good. Now I've only checked these first four. I haven't even listened to the rest, so we're going to listen to these together when we get to those. So that was the romantic acoustic, and that would be good for scenes of heartfelt reunion. Next, we're going to listen to an indie folk with strum guitars, tambourines, maybe. And this is good for like a road trip or nostalgia scene, friendship moments. And so let's hear how this one sounds, indie folk. So that's another nice thing about keeping the audio influence a little looser, because then you get the gist of the original, but then Suno also can kind of differentiate these different styles more by having more influence on the style aspect. All right, so that sounded really nice. It kind of veered off after 8 bars, but I liked it. Gave it its own kind of feel for that, road trip feel or whatever you want to use it for. All right, next is Hopeful Finale. So this is supposed to be a gradual build to uplifting major key closure, perfect for resolution or ending scenes. So maybe ending of an act, or maybe the ending of the whole movie. Let's see what we got here. This is the resolution. Everything's coming together. Wow, beautiful. Very hopeful. Nice. Okay, I liked it. And then the last one under the love, connection, and warmth category is Uplifting Pop. Bright, catchy rhythm, positive momentum, great for success montages or celebration moments. All right, so let's listen to Uplifting Pop. By the way, I just picked the first one of each of the two that I generated here with a thumbs up. So if this one doesn't hit, maybe the other one will hit. But before that, let's just go back to the original. Let's just refresh here. Oops. Okay, sounds kind of corporate. Doesn't sound like the greatest pop music in the world. We could try the other one. So those are good for like up parts of the movie. All right, but now let's move on. Let's go to sadness, loss, and reflection. So this next one's going to be a sad piano ballad, intimate solo piano, slow tempo, used for loss, introspection, and farewell scenes. So let's hear these. Maybe your friend just left, something changed that you feel some sort of loss in your life. This would be a good part of that. This would be a good song for that part. Okay, and then we have a bittersweet ending. Hopefully that's not the very ending of the movie. But let's say we have a bittersweet ending within, one of the acts. So we got piano, strings, emotional resolution, perfect for endings with mixed emotions. Oh, maybe it is the ending. Well, let's hear what this sounds like here. Bittersweet. It's kind of like, ugh. Oh. Jeez. Oh, I like it. Okay. Breathe. Whew. All right. Ambient dreamscape is next for sadness and loss or reflection. Drifting pads, nostalgic atmosphere used for flashbacks or dream sequences. Okay. Nostalgic flashbacks or dream sequences. Okay. All right. So that is ambient dreamscape. Let's listen to that one next. Dream sequence for sure. Yeah, it could be. Could be for a montage, thinking back to the recent past or whatever with somebody. Nice. Whew, these are good. Okay, last for sadness, loss, and reflection is we've got a lo-fi chill hop, which is relaxed melancholy. Groove, gentle reflection, ideal for lonely nights. Okay. Or self-reflection scenes. Where you're kind of internalizing something. Okay. Lonely nights, self-reflection, gentle reflection. I could see myself just kind of like, I think it works pretty good, actually. I didn't think this one was going to work as good, but yeah, it's not too heavy like this past one was. This is like a major, kind of nostalgia. Major life-changing, reorganizing like who you are almost. Whereas this is maybe just after a a weird night, or, you know, trying to take in a tough day at work or something. Just kind of sitting with it, sitting with the day, and just kind of unwinding and allowing it to filter through your brain and categorize itself, so it can kind of come to rest. Not too heavy, you know. All right, so next, we're on the next category, and this next category is action, drive, and determination. All right, we're going to be getting into some big sound here. So heroic adventure, brass and drums, bold and uplifting, used for victory or journey montage. Da-na-na, pushing through everything. Yeah, we're going through a crazy part of life. Heroic adventure. All right, let's listen to heroic adventure. You know what? Before we do that, let's quickly listen to what we're starting with. Also, these are all centered around the key of A. What might work better is to bring in the same 8, 16, or 32 bars of music and do it, like, you know, in different keys or something like that. It might fit the mood a little better and give more variety. Use the same melody, but just pitch differently. All right, so we are on Heroic Adventure. Journey over mountains, through rivers, through the fire. Through the fields, through the quicksand. All right. That one sounded pretty good. All right, so next action, drive, determination one, we got epic choir and percussion. Grand scale movie trailer energy. Okay, great for battle or large scale conflict. Okay, epic choir and percussion. Here we go. Sounds like French horns. The battle raged for 10 days. Through all the glory. Through the rain and wind. Cool. I just want to hear that second one. Okay, they're both good. All right, so next one we have tense action and a chase. High tempo, staccato motion, intensity, perfect for pursuits or escape sequences. Run! Go, 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 go. Run, run, run. Oh my gosh, they're coming. They're right behind us. Go, go, go. Mission Impossible. They're driving a motorcycle. All right. Yeah, that was tense. Let's see about the second one real quick. Ooh, cool. This sounds more like I'm in pursuit. We're gonna get this guy. Yeah. #1 most wanted in America. We're on the trail. Woo! I like it. That was tense. That was really good. All right, so next one on action, drive, and determination. We got electronic pulse, rhythmic energy, modern drive. Used for tech scenes, modern-y tech scenes, or fast-paced challenges. Fast-paced challenges. Okay, let's hear what we got here. Oh, yeah. The internet is going down. You have 24 hours. We can't do it in time. We've got our best people on this. The clock is ticking. We've only got minutes. That sounds cool. Let's just check out the other one. I don't have the code. They have the password. We only have 2 minutes to get it. Let's go. Focus. Ooh, exciting, huh? I felt a rush of excitement just listening to that. Okay, next up, our next category for making this epic soundtrack. I figured it was going to be a basic soundtrack, but the more I hear all these songs, it sounds pretty good. Is going to be fear, mystery, and unease. Kind of overlapping with the last one, action and drive and stuff. There could be some overlap. But let's see, dark suspense, drones. Oh, drones. Oh, yes. Ticking percussion, dissonant, edge, used for thriller or horror build-up scenes. Ooh. Okay, this is dark suspense. Let's listen to the original real quick. Whoopsie, hold on, where are we? Let's listen to this real quick. Okay. Dark suspense. You go. I'm not gonna go. Somebody's gotta go. They only have an hour worth of oxygen. clock is ticking. Okay, it would almost be worth it to make a minor version of this, just to see if it would push it a little darker. That one's good too, just that part. All right, mysterious minimalism is next. Sparse piano and ambient tension. Ideal for discovery or eerie calm moments. Ooh. Mysterious minimalism. All right, let's hear it. Ambient tension. Kind of weaving back and forth between different modes. That's cool. All right, let's try the next one. I don't want to make this video incredibly long, so let's keep going here. Desert Western, lonely open feel, eerie reverb. Great for isolation or moral tension scenes. Okay, these are longer, 3 minutes. Wow, let's hear what. Like you got a moral dilemma and you're just sitting on your shoulders, on your back, weighing heavy on your brain. What am I gonna do? I know I gotta do the right thing here. But that means I gotta give up the gold. Everything I worked for. Cool. I like it. That is cool. All right. Finally, we got Fantasy Forest under Fear, Mystery, and Unease. This is going to be a delicate but slightly uncanny atmosphere, perfect for magical or dreamlike transitions. Wait a second. Oh no, I did not make this one. Fantasy Forest. Okay, you know what? Let's make it right now. All right, I'm going to copy this, and under style, just going to delete that and paste Fantasy Forest in. Okay, now we're going to be in the key of C, so this is going to be a different key. That'll be interesting, actually. I'm kind of curious to hear the difference between the key of A and the key of C, so let's go. Fantasy Forest. Click Create, and we'll just give this a minute or two. Fantasy Forest. So we'll get back to that one at the end. Okay, that's going to generate. And we will move on to Calm and Serenity and Wonder. Okay, so Calm, Serenity, Wonder. Cinematic orchestral, lush emotional arcs, awe and grandeur. Used for breathtaking landscapes or emotional reveals. Yes. Tapping into the deeper emotional something or other. All right, and so that one is cinematic orchestral. That's what this is here. Here we go. Ooh, nice. Wow. I could feel it. I could feel the breathtaking landscape, the emotional upheaval or release or whatever. Yeah. So next under Calm Serenity Wonder, we got Jazz Lounge. Cozy, sophisticated, calm. Okay. Perfect for nightlife or reflective urban scenes. Cool. Let's see what we got here. Let's see how it does for jazz. I like it. I like it. I don't know if anybody else does, but I like it. All right, next up, we've got under Calm Serenity Wonder, Urban Night Drive, cool detachment, contemplative late night tone. Okay. Great for reflection or transition sequences. Okay. Urban Night Drive, here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah, I like it. Transitioning. Cool. Love that palette cleanse they gave us there. Ooh, that sounds cool. All right, so I could see that late night driving. That's what it fits, man. The great for reflection. Kind of figuring out like, okay, yeah. So these are all such. I like having them categorized by emotion, because then I can quickly go to whatever the underlying feeling is of a scene, or the mood of whatever the scene is, and just dig right into, oh, it's got to be calm, serenity, and wonder. Or maybe I could just try mystery or unease or fear, see if that, sometimes you want the same thing, but sometimes maybe you want something different. So it gives kind of like a, whoa, that's weird. It's supposed to be a happy scene, but we got mystery and unease. Okay, last one here under calm, serenity, and wonder is retro synthwave. Nostalgic calm, emotional distance, steady pulse, used for flashbacks or cool montage moments. All right, let's hear it. What do we got? That's overacting. That'd be a good montage. Cool. All right, now we did miss that one. Let's see. What is that last one we missed? Fantasy Forest. Okay, so back on fear, mystery, and unease. This one's going to be a different key. This is going to be in the key of C, probably. So let's listen to Fantasy Forest, which is delicate but slightly uncanny atmosphere, perfect for magical or dreamlike transitions. Okay, let's hear Fantasy Forest. Last but not least. Oops. All right, so that was us making about as much music as you might need for an entire movie almost in probably an hour or 2 hours of work. Start with a simple melody and go from there. Go through this whole process, and before you know it, you're going to have a lot of really nice sounding music to go along with whatever film or TV show or TV series you're going to put together. All right. Hope this helped. See you in a little bit.